I have a little video on how we can draw vectors in 3D or when they have three directions. So as you know, the two-dimension is going to be xy plane, but our three-dimension has three sides. So this is how we can draw it properly. The direction of our vector is really important, so we need to really take into account of which side is the x, the y, and finally the z axis. One way to remember the vectors is using the right-hand rule. So if you learned physics, that's a way that we can identify the magnetic fields and whatnot. So that's one way to get an idea what the 3D vector looks like. So we always start with the z-axis, which is always going to be pointing upwards. Then on the left side of our hand, we can draw the x-axis. So this is left. For me, or the person that's drawing, it has to be the left side. Now we have the y-axis towards here. So this is how you can basically draw the basic bone structure of the vectors in 3D. For example, if you're asked to draw the vector p 4, 6, 4, 6, 5, this is how we can do it. First, let's start with the x and y axis. So the x-axis would be 1, 2, 3, 4, right over here. And then from here, we're gonna travel towards the z-axis. We're gonna draw a line that is parallel to the y-axis. And then we're gonna find the y corresponding component. So once we find our point, then we're gonna draw a broken line that is parallel to the x-axis. And then next, we're gonna draw a line upwards towards the line that is parallel to the z-axis. So first, let's find 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna draw a line that is basically parallel to the z-axis. Then our vector will be drawn from the origin to this. So our vector will look something like this. So this is P. And if we want to find the magnitude of P, plug into this formula. Then which equals to x is 16, y is 36, and then 25. So adding everything up, then we'll get root 77. So for any of you who have questions, what would we do if you want to find the negative of these axes? So we're basically going to extend the line backwards or whatever the direction is, just like this, through the origin without changing anything. So the z-axis obviously will go downwards. So yeah, this is how you can find the negative and positive sides. So yeah, so you can get a cleaner look. This is what it will look like. This is not one of the axes. So yeah, this is the positive x, positive y, positive z, negative z. Thank you for watching.